Good morning, everyone. The rain has stopped, so I am headed out to walk. I think it's going to be a quick one because I can already feel the sprinkles. But c'est la vie. I need air, and need it now. Oh man, it's nice and cool out, man. The rain. Hope everyone's doing well today. I'm doing okay. Got a little more sleep than normal. For me, anyway. Yeah, pretty good. Got a lot of friends. We have a lot of friends evacuating. You know, because of the situation with Cambodia and Thailand. And it's unfortunate to see that. I can only imagine how that would be. When I served in the army, I served in peacetime. I didn't have, mortars and artillery and rockets and shit bearing down on my foxhole, right? So I was spared of that. So I can only imagine. But I'm gonna turn the camera the other way towards this drainage ditch or irrigation, whatever we want to call it. A lot of flooding up north, but here at this point, it is Monday, I think the 28th. I honestly don't know the date, but happy birthday to the king. As you can see, the long gone, however it's pronounced, project has been postponed again, yet again. Now this is not where we're going to be picking, but this is an example of the fruit. So, which I actually enjoy. So, anyway, yeah, like I said, just a quick walk because it's coming. The rain's coming again. It would just dump instead of dumping and then being done for the day. It's dumping all day and then it'll stop for like an hour. So anyway, a lot of big puddles and stuff like that. And looks like they're prepping for another home over here, right there. Yeah, right on. And of course, there's our entrance, but yeah, they're cool. Progress. Anyway, I'm taking the normal route, the typical route that I take. God dang, I hate filming my chin. I'm sure you guys just love it as well. But there's a lot of puddles ahead of me, but that's normal. Yeah. Other than that, I don't have much to say. I'm looking at a spider web with a lot of little leaves in it, and I'm seeing if I can see a spider. That'd be kind of cool. Let me make sure I look where I'm walking here. I wonder if I can get that web. I mean, you can see the leaves floating in the web, but I want to know if I can actually see the web. Let me try. Just experimenting here. Wow, it's a cool looking web. You can see the water droplets on it and stuff, but let me back out. Maybe it's too. You get the idea. But there's like the center of it right here. It's not gonna. It's focusing on the Let me do this. Let me reach around the back. Nah, that doesn't work. Okay. Yeah. Cool looking web though. I don't like spiders, by the way. I'd rather have a king cobra in my bed than a spider. At least you know where that the cobra is. Spider can be anywhere. It can crawl across your face and in your mouth when you're sleeping. Shit, man. That's almost as bad as going in an MRI tube. Freak, man. Freak me out. Yeah, so anyway. Why is my camera, why does it look so freaking dark? Turn around. Huh, weird. I know it's like not bright out, but right now it looks like I'm cloudy. My lens is clean. Make sure of that. Let me wipe it again. Hang on. No, it looks like shit to me, so normal. Nice little two-stroke. Can't build and sell them anymore. I suppose privately you could, you know, rebuild something and sell it, but everything's four-stroke. Everything be four-stroke. Shit's so green. Just green. Green, green, green. I love it. It's cool temperature, too. Nice. Really nice. Oh, look at these little bananas. Okay. For perspective, there's my finger. Okay. And for a friend of mine, here's my finger. Yeah, this thing here will continue to, you know, come down to here. All these little hands, right? Hand. Those are called hands. Oops, went the camera. This is called a hand. This is called a hand, right? This is literally called a finger. But I don't know what the whole cluster of bananas are called. I don't know that. All right, 2 out of 3 anyway. So, yeah, what to talk about? What's on my mind? All kinds of stuff. Mainly computer issues. I'm gonna make sure there's no cars coming in and look in this ditch and see how much water is in that. Yeah, it's a little bit higher, right? Just for comparison from a couple weeks ago or whatever. I mean, like I said, we're down here or over here, let's say, from the main city of Chiang Rai. We didn't get any flooding last year. But it's up, but you know, it's natural when it rains. But up north, man, they are getting hit. Like I said, when I came back from the airport, the river was already up higher than it was last year when it wiped out all the picnic benches and the restrooms and stuff. They rebuilt that shit, and it's already gone. It's already higher than that. So, if we're talking American football, they're still in the first quarter. If we're talking hockey, they're in the first period. Okay, it's early. So there's no for me, it would be, it's still too early to help, to go help. You know, last year when I went up, the water had been in these houses about 5 feet. And I mean, just imagine, okay, 5 feet of water in your house, wherever you live, all the shit that's going to get damaged, you know, that's useless now. All your electronics, washing machine, anything like that. What, you know, down here they do the, which I hate, microwaves like down at knee level and shit. Man, I want mine at face level. That's what I'm used to. So there's a lot of microwaves that are wiped out. You know, they're just that. Cars, you know, flooded out. Bikes, motorcycles. So, it's a little early, I think, for me to go up and help. But soon, I'll be going up. And anyway, that's about enough about that one. I don't. Yeah, I went off on a tangent. I really didn't want to go that way. I don't like to. I don't want to offend anybody, because I have some very good friends that help out some very good organizations, and they get contributions and that kind of stuff, and that is, I respect that. And in order to get those contributions, you have to, you know, talk about it, solicit it, or whatever. And idea of this other ditch, how high it is, for comparison purposes. Look at the wall, right? I could see probably a foot more of that wall last time I walked by here. But still, no worry of flooding where I'm at. But back to the helping different foundations and things like that. Me personally, I do it, I say out of selfish reasons, because it makes me feel good, right? But that's really not a, it almost sounds condescending to other people that help people. You know what I'm saying? If you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. I don't even know what I'm saying. But, so I don't want to sound condescending to my friends and many others that support all kinds of different foundations, but receive donations. And like I said, in order to get donations, you got to solicit. You got to talk about it. So I don't want any tension. I don't want any whatever, you know. I just do it, and that's it. Do it. Man, I feel sorry for this old dog. He's okay, but look at him walking at me. He's all jowed up, all broken. Come on, boy. Okay, you're either gonna see a friendly encounter, or you're gonna see Mitch have to get a. Oh man, he's old. He's an old dog. Oh, yeah. See, he's been. Oh, look at his fucking eyes. Come on, come on, look. I didn't bring my kibbles. Come on, look at his eyes. Look at that. Oh man. And he's gimping. It's a male. I see his family jewels. Dude, he can barely see. He's like, where the fuck am I? Like, I think that's the side of the road. Jesus. I don't know, man. That just... Fuck. It's gonna have to wait a half an hour because, yeah, I go again, talking about what I do. I don't. There's a soy dog foundation near me that I help out with. So I'll be giving them a call here after this walk. I'm making my turn now. Screw it. Yeah. I just can't. I can't let this go. This boy needs help. Look at him. He's still finding his fucking way. He's going up this driveway. I'm zooming way in. He's going up this driveway over here. He's gonna get in there and go, oh, that's not home. You know. But I'll give those guys a call, and being the King's holiday, they may be visiting relatives or short-staffed or whatever. Now he's on their back porch or patio. Yeah, maybe he lives there. I don't know. There you go. Want to look at my chin? I'm just gonna stare. No, I'm not gonna stare because there's someone in the garage or carport. I don't want to, come off like that. Fucking now, ever since I've been this long gone tree is maybe 4 inches taller than me. Just freaking loaded with fruit. 'Tis the season, I mean, there's another one. And another one. It's like when you start looking for a new car or a new motorcycle or something. Next thing you know, you start seeing them all the time. Like, oh man, hey there's that Mustang GT, there's that fucking African twin, It's funny how that works. Oh, that's kind of cool. Little lily pad. And it looks like crap from here until you get close. That's 10. I zoomed in 10 times. It'd be nice to get both of those in. That one and that one. Let's try to make you dizzy. Okay. I'll go this way and take a shot. And then I'll zoom into 10. That's 5. Oh wait, 5's pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna go at 10 because I like that one right there. It just looks cool. Go back to 1. Go back to me. Boom. All the time numerous times I hit the wrong button and I stop recording and don't realize that I've stopped. Anyway, now traffic's coming from behind me, so I gotta make sure I'm not getting hit. Huh. Anyway, it's nice and cool out. People evacuating. Friends of mine taking them in. Other people that are complete strangers taking people in. I honestly don't recall that ever witnessing that in the United States of America. I'm sure it happens but definitely not in Seattle. They're like, help the homeless, help the homeless. And then the homeless come into their neighborhood and they pitch their tents and they get rid of the homeless, get rid of the homeless. Fucking. That's what you call an asshat. An idiot. A hypocrite. Whatever word you want to attach to that, asshat. It's like the F word, right? It's a very versatile word. You can use it for good things, bad things, astonishing things. Like, fuck, look at that waterfall. Okay? Or, fuck you. Or when someone's like, oh, fuck you. Right? Versatile word. So I can go off on a tangent of versatility, but I'm not. I'm not wearing my hearing aids, and that was freaking loud. Oh my God. I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but, well, I know I have to friends. Maybe in the video I just did. I don't know. Honestly, my memory is as short as my forearm. Now, I could have been rude and said short as my something else, but short as my forearm, right? So I go up to Chiang Rai. I went up to look at a motorcycle, okay? A used bike. And, so, yeah, that's not far. Because all the ones I've been looking at have been 3.5, 4 hours away. I'm not going to do that. But this one, it's not too bad. I'll run up, place. You know, it gives you options, right? Is this available? Yeah. It translates it for them. Translate me. Yeah, sure. Can we meet tomorrow? Yeah, okay. So Saturday I went up to Chiang Rai. Of course, I was early, and he was on Thai time, so had a lot of time to chat and answer comments and what have you. But back in the day, let's say between 35 and 55 years old, when I was on my game working, you know, company truck, I'd have my phone like this, you know, and my Motorola push to talk, but I would be talking on the phone, causing brain cancer. But anyway, I'd have a cup of coffee, I'd have fat pills, which are, I call egg McMuffins, right? I call them fat pills. I'd have a couple of those because they'd go on special for 99 cents. I mean, like, I'll take two. And I'd eat one 2 hours after I bought it, you know, sitting on the seat. Didn't matter. But, so I had fat pills, coffee, phone, set of plans, my job folders, and a spec book, right? Specifications for our trade and other trades. And I could juggle all this shit. And like people say on YouTube, you better stay in your lane. Well, I stayed in my lane. But now, fast forward, I'll have my phone on my dash mount, and I'll have maps, Google Maps up, right? With that annoying person interrupting me if I'm making a video or something. But I'll have that full screen usually and just be riding in peace or singing along to some music. If the music's loud enough, I actually think I sound like the guy singing the song or the lady. I mean, I can belt them out when the music's loud enough. Oh, God. Anyway, so we're talking about being able to drive and juggle. So fast forward to now. I'm up there. I get a line call. Hit answer. Talk. Okay, later, dude. And I say, you hang up. Because when I go to reach for my phone I fucking end up in the ditch, you know. And that's mostly a joke, because I haven't ended up in the ditch yet. But I get this call, and of course your map screen minimizes, right? So after the call, you gotta maximize the screen, or just listen to the voice. And I don't like to listen to the voice. It's starting to sprinkle pretty good now. So Saturday, I'm going through. I already looked at the bike, and I already knew 3 steps away that, nah, I ain't buying this. But this guy went out of his way to meet me at the 7, which was a good, okay, this one. Can you meet me here? Yeah, okay. So, and he did. He went out of his way. I'm looking at the mirror here. That's why I'm staring off into space. It's not like I'm in a, oh, god damn, look at that. Oh, we gotta zoom in on that. Holy shit. Hi. Fuck me. God, I hate looking at myself. Anyway, I've already looked at the bike. Oh, can I ride it around? Can I do this? You know, and he says, yeah. Or try. So, like I said, I'd already made up my mind, right? Before I even touched it. But out of just, what's the word I'm looking for? Politeness or something like that. I says, hey, can I take it for a ride? Of course. So I take it down and I hook the right, and then I stopped at the next intersection, turned it off, put the kickstand down, leaned up against it, looked at my phone for the time, said, okay, 5 minutes is enough. And then I started it back up. Thankfully it started. And then I rode it back with a smile on my face, right? And I said, I hope I didn't say this in another video, because that would just be me, okay? Anyway, I said, you know, I lied. I told him a lie. I says, nice. Thumbs up, you know. But then I showed him my Facebook Marketplace page. And I said, I have looked 3 more. But I messaged you. He's like, okay, cop. You know, so he went away thinking, man, he's gonna go home and tell his wife, man, I think this Farang is gonna buy the mic, you know. But I kind of feel bad about lying, but I didn't want to say, dude, I wouldn't, you couldn't give it to me. This motherfucker's thrashed. And the pictures don't do it justice. Thanks for wasting my fucking time. Now, if I was in the States, that would have been my literal response or comment. But not here. So I played nice, and which is true. I really do have them looking at some more bananas, by the way. Which is true. I do have some bikes in my saved folder that I'm like, that one may be the one, right? But when they get to be 2 years old or 3 years old, and you know, 20, 30,000 clicks on them, and they're only 30,000, 40,000 bought, less than a brand new one off the showroom floor. Sorry, I'm buying new. You know what I'm saying? Because it'll be the last bigger bike that I buy. A, it'll outlive me, or A, I'll die on it while I'm riding it. So it's going to be the last bike, right? Just the way it is. I'm gonna keep this truck. I'm already back with my development. Fucking 30 minutes already. Holy crap, man. Diarrhea of the mouth. Anyway, so I'm back at my truck. Here, you can see my truck here. I'm gonna lean up against it. Oh man, it's fucking dirty. I'm gonna pull the tailgate down. Ah, there we go. Ah, nice. Okay, scooch back. I need to put a pad on here, a waterproof pad. Anyway, so it'll be the last bike I buy, right? I mean, I've always wanted an African twin, you know, big, because I used to get into that Paris-Dakar race and all the Baja races and shit. And in Eastern Washington, they got, they do a race over in Mattawa, Washington, in the desert, and I got off on that shit. I mean, I enjoyed that stuff, okay? I got a kick out of that. I love racing. I love motorsports. And, but, you know, if I buy an African twin, like Pierre has, beautiful bike. And I said, can I touch it? Seriously. We're up at Dave's Ubon house blessing, or house party, right? Big celebration. Big, man. It was just awesome. I'd never been to a better party than that. Dave and Nitnoy really know how to put on a show. But anyway, that's not the point of this. The point of this, I saw that African twin, like across the patio and off in the distance. I was like, fucking bells start ringing. African twin. Shit. I fucking made a beeline over there, and I hadn't met Pierre at that point, and he was there talking with chin wagging with, I think, Bobby and someone else. I don't know. Anyway, the point is the African twin. Okay, stay on topic, Mitch. I said, dude, nice bikes. He's got all the boxes and the bars, the skid plate, the lights. He's got it rigged to travel, and he does. And I said, can I touch it? Like, he said, of course. But I'm like, can I touch it? Like, fuck. Yeah, I dreamt about that bike for years. And then, you know, you have children, you know, and build a house and build another house. And, you know, I decided, I came home early from work one day, I don't know, 10 o'clock in the morning. My wife goes, she was running a daycare at the time, my American ex-wife. But at the time, she was running a daycare, in-home daycare. And I get home at like 10 in the morning. Why are you home so early? I said, I'm not working for some son of a bitch that talks to me that way. What'd he say? And I said, you're fired. Fuck. Oh, yeah. So I've been shit-canned before, too, right? This can get me in trouble. Mom always said that. Don't cry wolf. Pretty soon people won't listen to you. Well, I always yank people's chains, and on occasion I forget to tell them I was just bullshitting you. That didn't happen, or whatever, right? Well, I was living in an apartment. I moved out when I was 17, so I'm living in an apartment 6 miles from my parents, and I'm gonna have dinner with my neighbor and his wife, and they were in their 50s at that point, but we got along great. And so I can't just show up at the neighbors and not say hi to my folks, right? So I pulled into my parents' driveway, and then we started yakking, and then Next thing you know, holy shit, we're supposed to go to dinner. And so I skipped the loo over to my parents' upstairs bathroom, and it had hand crank windows, right? Cranked it open, and I looked over at the neighbor's house, and I said, shit, they already left. Damn it. You know, it was like that. Actually, I screwed that up. I went over there to look to see if they were still there, and their house was on fire. Flames freaking ripping up that you could hear the crackling of the fucking Douglas firs were on fire too. I was like, holy shit. And I ran back into the kitchen, and I'm going out the front door, and I said, call the fire department. Ron and Sheila's house is on fire. Bam, door slams behind me, and I run down there. What'd they do? Nothing. They fucking sat there, and then I didn't come back like you would if you'd done a joke like, ha, gotcha. No, I damn near killed myself in that. I was like, holy fuck, because they have a daughter too, right? And it was just the adults that were going to dinner because we were going to drink too, right? And so I'm like, fuck. Between the garage and the house, the original owner had like a greenhouse in there, right? Like plexiglass, but it was you couldn't see through it. These little fiberglass panels, but you can get the heat through it, right? But Ron and Sheila put in a Mac Daddy hot tub. Not a jacuzzi, but a hot tub. Just a round, wood barrel type thing it was just awesome to go sit in that. And just, you're not chilling because it's hot, but relaxing. But anyway, so I was like, okay, I'm going to go in the garage. I can see red glow, on those panels, right? And so I tried to open the garage, and it was locked. So I went, fuck it. And I just, pretended like I was back in football, and I just crashed through one of those fiberglass panels, right? And next thing you know, I'm in the hot tub room. I'm like, holy fuck. I can see the sliding glass door to my left. Door for the garage to get into the garage. I could say man door, but someone would get offended. So even though I didn't want to offend anybody, I just did. Anyway, to my left was a sliding glass door, and I could see flames just rolling up from their sunken living room up the wall and rolling onto the ceiling and into their master bedroom that had a balcony, right? And it had doors that closed over it, but it was open. Freaking flame on, man, baby. And I was like, oh my God. Because I'm thinking, someone's, and I was in the fire department at that time too. I was a volunteer, right? So, but obviously I didn't listen to this lesson. I took the hose from the jacuzzi and I shot the window and it just fucking exploded. And the next thing you know, I'm in, 1,000-degree air. I don't know what hot, but hot as an oven air. I can't breathe. I can't see. And I'm thinking, I couldn't even find my way out the plastic panels. So I could barely see the bottom of the door going in the garage. So I just smashed into that. And so now I'm in the garage. And there's his 57 Chevy convertible. Just Mac Daddy dolled up, beautiful car. And I thought, well, at least I can save that. So I opened the garage and I made sure it was in neutral, and I started pulling on the bumper. And I'm walking backwards, going backwards. Like pulling it back. And then back then, his house was all electric. So he bought a coal burning stove. Okay. So every whatever month or something at that time of the year, he would have a couple cubic or 3 cubic yards of coal dropped off in his driveway. I freaking hit that coal, fell backwards, and the car ran over me. I mean, I'm like, it's like up to my chest, the front bumper. Yeah, what a bonehead. Anyway, so I pushed it off, and by that time, frenzy, right? Neighbors are there, my parents are there, that kind of thing. Oh, he was actually telling the truth. Oh, good. He gets a trophy, No, but I've never learned to not pull people's legs. And there are occasions I forget to tell them that I'm yanking their chain. So, but anyway, that was, I don't know, tangent, right? Yeah. You know what he said to me? Why the fuck did you do that, man? Insurance would have covered it. I'd have made more money because he over-insures himself. It's not like, oh, that's a 57 Chevy, you get $200. No, his wife's rings or jewelry and everything was insured for replacement value. What it costs today, not yesterday or last year or 10 years ago. You're getting that. So he smart. Yeah. Anyway. So yeah, that was an interesting one. Crying wolf. Yeah. Okay, thought it was gonna rain, now it's not. But now it's muggy. The coolness is gone. I can hear a jet heading to the airport. That's a complete assumption that it's going to the airport because it's going that way. Kind of like that way. So it's headed to the airport. Yeah, imagine people up in the hot zone, or when they hear an airplane there, they get a little worried. Yeah. Anyway, 42 minutes of nothing. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Again, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, skip. It's okay. All right? I'm not gonna. All right? I know I mentioned this about the analytics. 45% of the people that watch aren't subscribed. And I'm like, it still bothers me how did it come up into their recommendations, right? Their feed. Were they searching for something? And, oh, this might interest you. I'll never understand that. Just like cryptocurrency, I'm freaking clueless. All I know is my friend told me, buy this some time ago, and I bought that, and I made a buttload of money. That's all I know about it. I guess I'm lazy. I'm too lazy to read it, read. Anyway, but I sure as hell can frickin' babble, huh? Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. I hope you're safe wherever you are. Happy, Take care of each other because no one else will. Bye.